pace, not the vibe. Welcome back to Creatively Processed, the place for creative entrepreneurs to come together and discuss the upsides and downfalls of being your own boss. What is poppin'? Happy Friday. I hope everyone is well. Today's episode is going to be quick and brief because, girl, this week has been nuts. Absolutely nuts. There's just so much that has been going on. It's one of those weeks where I have the kids and then literally every after school activity that there could possibly be is happening, and they gotta get there. My stepdaughter has had so much homework this week, and she is a scatterbrained individual, as am I. I understand completely, but man, keeping myself on track is pretty hard, and then keeping a 9-year-old on track who has the same attention span as me, which is that of a squirrel, is a bit of a struggle, but we're getting through. Everything's good. You guys, it's 420 weekend. You know what that means. It means I'm going to be working all weekend. Let's be very clear. I will be a sober gober, but I'll be working all weekend. And I'm really excited because I've got some fun events coming up. So as far as like my weekly recap goes, I've kind of just been prepping for my events, and that's pretty much that. I made some labels this week, saw my friend Jody. Again, garden, incense, or soap or candles from Page Soy Candles. Get some. I will die on this hill. I don't care. So yeah, that's kind of the weekly recap for work. As far as my habits and obsessions, still chugging away at the old Apple Watch goals, and I am quite impressed with myself. I'm not gonna lie. I've been feeling really good. The weather's been nice, so it's been pretty easy to go outside and get all my workout whatever in. And so that's been great. I've been obsessed, you guys. I might lose some respect from some of you, but I'm going to tell you what my morning routine has looked like all week. Every single day this week, I've walked the children to school, as I do, because it's good for you. I walk them to school, drop them off, give them a big fat smooch on the top of their heads, and then I make my way to either a gas station or we have like a Dollar General, and I go get my caffeine for the morning. And my caffeine for the morning nearly every day this week has been a sugar-free Red Bull. There's just something about it. It's gas. If you don't agree, you don't agree. I don't think Red Bull tastes that good, but man, if you can drink something and it makes you sweat sitting down, you've accomplished. You're ready to conquer the day. Things are good. So that's been my obsession this week. Another obsession is the fact that my man loves to grill, and guess what? I love to eat grilled food. So therefore, I am obsessed with him, the charcoal grill, and the food that gets cooked on it. That's about it for obsessions. Media, gosh, what have I consumed this week? Lots of TikTok, I'm not gonna lie. TikTok lives are kind of my jam. And podcasts, I still fall asleep to podcasts every night, and it has changed my life because, as I've mentioned before, like, I have always had a very, very hard time falling asleep, and it's because I will sit there and think about everything that could go wrong, has gone wrong, or is going wrong currently. So putting on a podcast makes me not think about that, and it makes me think about what the podcast is about. So that's a life-changing occurrence. Is it great to fall asleep with headphones in? Absolutely not. Have I had the most deep sleep of my life for the past month of doing this? 100%. However, my AirPods, now I go to put them in at night and it just hurts. My ears are sore from these AirPods, but mind you, I have the first generation AirPods, so they're just the least comfortable of the entire line. Goals for next week. If you listen to last week's episode, you know that I'm kind of stepping away. I'm like making some space away from Moon and Stars for the time being, and I'm going a different route. Not that I'm like not doing Moon and Stars anymore. That's still happening, but I'm not forcing myself to like post every single day. I'm not forcing myself to create an art piece every single day. That is not happening. That is not helpful for me. It's not the vibe. it's not the vibe. So I've just been focusing a lot on other avenues that I'm interested in, and I've been doing a lot of learning, a lot of research, just a lot. Also been working on some wedding stuff. My wedding dress is ordered, which is so late to be ordering a wedding dress, but it's fine, okay? I'm not concerned. To be honest, I would walk down the aisle in sweatpants and just get the ceremony done, and I'm good to go. Okay, I'm ready to be married. I am sick of waiting. Okay, yeah, that's that. Today's topic discussion is going to be a little bit unrelated to being an entrepreneur. I'm not gonna lie. I think that all humans struggle with the stuff I'm going to talk about. I do believe that entrepreneurs or people who, okay, this is the thing about entrepreneurs. Yes, entrepreneurs own their own businesses, blah, 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 blah. Other people do very similar things, and the one that really sticks out to me currently, the one that's in my brain that my brain is telling me to talk about, are teachers. Teachers are a godsend. For one, if you're a teacher, I love you, you're awesome, you're doing the Lord's work for real. But this is why I think they're very similar to entrepreneurs. Every single day they have to go into that class and be prepared, and nobody is giving them like an instruction manual of how to create their lesson. Yes, they went to school, yes, they have the basics, but you have to create that space, for one, a safe space for the children to be ready and comfortable and prepared to learn. And then two, you have to create the lesson plan and then present it in a way that is digestible to the students. And that, my friends, is a work of art. So that's why I'm like, there are multiple areas that could benefit from this. And so I just want to talk about that, okay? Because there's a lot, especially right now, and especially for teachers or parents or honestly anybody, because if I'm thinking about teachers, students, parents, it's like that part of the school year where everybody's itching to not be at school anymore. It's also a part of the school year where a lot of work piles up, and it's very important for everybody to be prepared and ready to go and get things done. And then if you're on the flip side, like if you're a creative entrepreneur similar to me, and you have festivals coming up, you have pop-ups coming up, outdoor events are coming up, there's so much that you have to prepare for and be ready for, because it's just gonna be here like that, and then you gotta be ready, otherwise you are done for. So, a couple of things I want to talk about. We're going to talk about overworking ourselves, burnout. Again, I hate that word, but it's just accurate, and kind of how that looks and how we can work with it and give ourselves some God-forsaken grace. Okay, this is the thing about the trials and tribulations of the season that is spring and early summer, okay? You might be in a position where you're like, I love my job, I love my life, I love what I'm doing with my life, but I am being tested beyond belief. We're putting in so many hours, so much effort, just so many things are in the works, like everything is going. Everything is so fast right now. Makes sense, you know. I mean, like we're prepping our whole outside area for summer because we have a garden and like a pumpkin and watermelon, sunflower, corn patch, so we have to make sure all that stuff's ready. It's so much work. And then I'm also like, okay, I need to get my crap together so I'm ready for outdoor events when they come around, which is I already had one. I had an outdoor event last week. Was I prepared? Not really. It still went pretty well though. I had a good time. But it's kind of like right now, this is why it's so hard for me specifically. You have to do all of this prep work for something that you love to do. It's your passion, and prepping for it is a great time, but you can only do so much prep before you sit there and you're like, I have done all this work and there's absolutely zero reward right now. For me, I like get in an argument in my head where I'm like, okay, you need to stop. You need to stop doing all this work because there's no reward. But similar to planting a garden, if you don't start growing your seeds at the appropriate time, you're not going to have the fruit that you need when it's time to harvest. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Kind of given, is that an analogy? Maddie Nichols, if you're listening, please help me. Help me with my English basics because everything is beyond me. Side note, I'm severely caffeinated to the point where it might be a little bit dangerous and I'm kind of scared. I'm shaking a little bit, but I have a lot to say about this because there's been so many points in my life where I'm like, I have done so much to prepare for this and I am dead. I am dead. I don't even know if I can do the actual events that I've prepared for because I have put everything into the preparation. However, it is so worth it in the end to over prepare and overwork because then you can really enjoy the moment. Because you guys, I don't know about you, if you're like a creative handmade business and you have pop-ups, like for instance, when I was making jewelry, I would have a ridiculously large list of items that I wanted to make for a pop-up the upcoming weekend. I would never finish the list, if you were wondering. Yeah, never got done. Not a once. And so then what did I do? I brought all of my stuff with me to continue working while I was working the event. That's just not good. For one, it's not really approachable when somebody's working at their booth. That's just brutal honesty, unless you're not super focused on it and you can still hold a conversation while making it. But for me, I'm still looking down, and eye contact is important when people want to ask questions and, you know, figure out what you're all about, what your business is all about. So that being said, the preparation is great because then you don't have to worry about that. You can just soak it in. You can just soak in the event, the time that you're spending there, and it's all good and wonderful and fantastic. Prepare yourself in that way. Last year for Hippie Fest, for those of you who don't know, Hippie Fest is like my bread and butter. It is my favorite event to work. It's a little bit controversial, not gonna lie. There's a lot of people who don't like the event or the coordinators for it. I personally still enjoy the vibes. You just got to be careful who you talk to, what you say to them, and how you present your business as well, and what you sell. Because you could get kicked out. A couple of people got kicked out mid-event last year, which was crazy to me, but alas, it is my bread and butter. So I had like so much that I wanted to prepare for it. I did still end up bringing things to make, but I had almost $10,000 worth of product that I made in like 2 weeks time to bring to Hippie Fest. And that was insane, but it was a record-breaking event for me. Like, made the most money at any event at that time that I had ever done before. And it felt really good to be that prepared, and I didn't have the thoughts weighing on me of you need to make X, Y, and Z. This earring board is missing a pair of earrings. You need to make the blah, blah, blah. No, I didn't feel that way because I over prepared for it, and it was fantastic, and it was well worth it. Did I feel dead? And did I feel like my face was smack dab into the ground by the end of the preparation? 100%. 100%. And I felt that way after the event as well because it's a lot of work, but it definitely paid off. So if you are having a little bit of a crisis as far as, okay, I'm going to call it an energy crisis. If you're having an energy crisis and you feel like you're putting all of your effort and energy into something that's not paying off, you're planting seeds. You're planting seeds and it'll pay off eventually. Oh my gosh, you guys, I needed to hear that. Do you ever say something and you're like, oh my gosh, wait, I need to take my own advice? That's why I did this podcast, because more often than not, the things that I'm telling you guys, I'm like, I need to hear that so bad. I need someone to tell me that, but you can tell yourself that too. To give you some peace of mind, I acknowledge you. I acknowledge the work that you're doing, and I acknowledge that it is preparing you. It's helping you, and it's helping you to be ready for the crazy summer months, because y'all, first of all, summer comes and goes in a snap. Everything happens in the summer. We have 3 months to be outside and like enjoy our time. That's why I think it's so important to prepare now when there's still some cold days, because when was the last time you enjoyed a summer and like really soaked in the energy of summer. You know what I'm talking about? Think about your summer breaks when you were a kid and all you had to do was enjoy your day. Maybe do some chores and then enjoy your day. That was your job. I miss that personally. You guys miss that? So that's why I choose to over prepare now so that I can enjoy my summer and not have to worry about being behind on anything. That's my like little pep talk for you and kind of what the whole topic discussion is. I'm pretty much done with the topic discussion, but now I kind of just want to chill and chat a little bit because I am so excited for summer. I don't know about you guys, but this week of the sunshine and some warm weather has just been so nice. You know how I was telling you guys that I was in a creative funk, but I was still doing all the things to like let the creativity flow? I still am. I'm doing all the things to let the creativity flow, and it's flowing, just not in the direction that I would normally enjoy or anticipate it to flow, especially in the realm of art. Yeah, I'm not drawing lately, but I've been enjoying outside so much and it's been so nice. So like I said, this is going to be a brief episode, but I just want you guys to know that the end is near. The relaxation is near. I know summer is still busy and there's still a lot of stuff to do. Time is precious. You don't know how much time you have. You don't know how much time you have with your loved ones. So get your hard work done now and then enjoy the time that we have, the warm few months that we have if you're in Michigan, to soak up the love of your family and your friends. I think more often than not, we forget to do that and then we regret it. So let's not regret it this year. I'm just really here to give you a pep talk and tell you that you can do this and that it's gonna suck for a little bit. But once you feel prepared, once you've done all the things, once you've completed all the tasks, it's gonna be smooth sailing. Everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna be a crazy few months, but man, it's gonna be worth it and it's gonna be good. I hope this was relevant for you. I just have the summer itch and it's really hard for me to not want to just embrace summer completely and forget that I have responsibilities, but we've got responsibilities. We got crap we gotta do. So let's get it done. Let's do it. As for journal prompts, I don't have an outline for this podcast, so if it feels like it's all over the place, that's why. I honestly just wanted to come on and let the word vomit flow. So here I am letting that happen. So I'm going to come up with some journal prompts on the fly. Number 1, what am I working towards? Number 2, when do I feel the most relaxed and accomplished? Number 3, what is all the work I'm doing right now preparing me for? And number 4, what am I looking forward to the most in the summer months? I hope you enjoyed this little micro podcast episode. I'm also just curious to know if you guys are at a similar point in your lives, in your year. Far more often than not, it seems like I'm alone and I'm the only one going through crap, and that's just not true. We're all going through it, and a lot of the times we're going through more similar situations than we realize. If you're having a hard time and you're feeling like you're about to burn out and crash down face to the ground, you're not alone and you've got this. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be good. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend or week whenever you're listening to this, and I hope that you took something away from this podcast that either made you feel a little bit better or inspired you to do something. Okay, you guys, as always, follow the Instagram. Haven't been posting on there much because that's not what this is all about. Rate the podcast, follow the podcast, do what you gotta do, and I will talk to you next week. Love you so much. Bye.